Namaste. It's good to be back. It's been a while since I shot an episode of Ask Marty, and it feels like right now is the right timing to come back and revisit this video project and reconnect with you in this forum. So thank you so much for being here. We're going to kick things off, find my notes, with a question from Mary Jo. Mary Jo writes, "Hi Marty, I saw you when you were at Everybody's Yoga in Green Bay a few years ago. My question is, how would you recommend getting back into yoga after being sick? I want to increase my practice from a home practice to getting back to class and have been out of it for a few weeks due to the flu. Thank you for your time, Mary Jo." Mary Jo, thank you so much for your question. And I'd like to clarify as I answer the question that I am answering it first from the perspective of you speaking of yoga as asana practice, and I'll get into some other aspects of yoga later on. But as far as getting back into an asana or posture practice after you've experienced a healing process in your body, an illness, a sickness, whatever you label it as, it's really important that, number one, you go slow. It's not a good idea to rush back into something like a power yoga class or a heated class, especially after you've had fever. You mentioned you had the flu. So you want to stick with things that are more restorative as you're going back into group classes. Restorative yoga, yin yoga, yoga nidra if it's available. If not, there's a lot of wonderful audio recordings out there. You can support different yoga teachers who have created those. And to just really focus on, as you enter back into the group environment, being very gentle. One of the great things about group environment is it can be really motivating, but when you're coming back in after an illness, that motivation might not quite be what you need. So take it slow, start with the really gentle classes, get used to being back in a group again before you start moving into more physically oriented classes. The other aspect of this that I'd like to touch on is that yoga isn't just limited to asana. So as you're going through a healing process such as a flu, you can reach out to tools like meditation. One of my favorite ways to work with meditation is yoga nidra. I mentioned that already. And these are things that you can do at home, in your home practice that you mentioned that you already have, to support yourself as your body is healing. And most importantly, to realize that yoga doesn't start and stop on your yoga mat. So yes, there is the physical postures, but there will be times in our lives, like the flu, when physical postures isn't practical, comfortable, or doable. So remembering that asana is just one piece of your yoga practice, and that you have your meditation and your breath work, and also just the basic principles that you allow to guide your life, like ahimsa, nonviolence, and so on. So letting your mind expand beyond asana, beyond just the physicality of practice. Also keeping in mind that the idea of getting back to where you were pre-illness or pre-healing process is one of those things that we tend to put pressure on ourselves to kind of rewind or go back in time and pick up a previous level of strength, when the gift that illness brings is that we're a different person on the other side of that experience, and our body is quite different too. So being open to the idea that you now have a new level of strength, you can think of it as an opening in your system where you can cultivate new strength that might not feel like the strength that you had pre-illness, but it will be a completely different strength, and probably a deeper strength, not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually. So be open to this idea of getting back to your practice being more of a forward movement than a reverse movement, and trying to go back and be a person that you were, or be at a strength level, or at a body experience that you were pre-illness. So Mary Jo, I hope this helps, and everyone else watching, I want to send you all my love and gratitude. If you have a question that you'd like to hear my take on, please head over to my website, martytribble.com. Go to the contact page and you'll find my email address there. You can shoot me a message and look for it coming out on a future Ask Marty episode. Again, thank you. I love you. Namaste.